Quick disclaimer at the beginning of this video. This contains partial nudity and sexual content as well as grotesque violence. Viewer discretion advised. Hey everybody, and welcome back to part 3 of Death and Request. I'm assuming I can't go back. Going out there's a door in front of me. A palace brick. That's gonna be super useful in my adventuring. I am fully healed, so I'm not super worried about that. Why does everything resonate in my hand? Get the fuck out of here. My bug just ate a guard. I just annihilated some fucking hellhound thing. If I made it out this far, I'm safe, right? Hello? Why are you, is someone in front of you? Oh, you're asking the programmer. Say something. Why are you silent all of a sudden? Say... I don't hear your voice? Is he going through a lightning storm in real life? His computer just got struck by lightning. Damn it. Who am I? I feel ready to crumble. Another hiccup. You don't know who you are? Huh? You're the bug from earlier, aren't you? Can you speak? The purple thing? The thing floating directly next to you? Can you not see it right now? I hate feeling left in the dark. I want to know everything. I mean, it's me. Why wouldn't I? But I don't know. I'm completely lost. I have no idea what to do with myself. This guy comes out of nowhere and totally shakes apart everything I thought I knew. I mean, those memories of leaving home are so real. I can practically taste them on my tongue. That is a weird way to say I can remember leaving home. But I didn't sense any hint of deceit in his voice, so I want to believe him. It's all too much for me right now. Move the mouse out of there. There are so many things I need to ask you. What happened 1 year ago? Where are you at this very moment? Where was I? How am I supposed to know? I'm here! Answer me! Why is she hiccuping? You scared? Yes, I'm terrified. What if I'm not who I think I am? What did he mean by my programming? Are my memories nothing but lies? Am I really alive? Do I even exist in this world? Of course you exist, Sheena Ninomiya. Alright, seems like you heard me clearly this time. Sorry if I kept you waiting. I managed to whitelist our names in the game's text. They were blacklisted. Fucking assholes. Your last name means something really erotic in Japanese. Why would you do that? I had to whitelist it. Can you hear me down there? I'm Arata Mizunashi. Oh. What is that? Ninomiya? That's my name? Yes, that's your real name. Mizunashi? I can't believe I finally found you. I wish you knew how worried sick we've been all this time. You're safe in there, right? I was so scared. I missed you so much. Yeah, me too. Mizunashi? Where am I? I don't know what in the fuck is going on now.
Wake up. Wake up.
Just having a dream?
Crap. I didn't realize I fell asleep. What time is it? 3 a.m. Not even morning yet, huh? Oh.
Someone's apparently trying to get you to wake up.
It's been a while since I've fallen asleep in the middle of work.
I mean, if you're waking up at 3 a.m., you probably fell asleep after like 7.
Come to think of it, I'm starving. What do I have around here to eat?
A bunch of action figures. You got a bunch of manga over there. Your computer looks like a fucking beast. You've got a printer the size of your monitors. That's a little weird. Got some books under the desk. What are your headphones hanging on? That doesn't make sense. It looks like it's supposed to be hanging on the end of the desk. But what the fuck? That isn't how that works. They aren't angled right at all. My name is Mizunashi, 27 years old and a programmer. If I'm not at home, I'm at work, ebbs and flows. Each second passed is just another line of code typed. When did I wake? When did I sleep? When did I start working? When did I stop? And when did I eat last? I don't ever take the time to ask myself any of these questions. Each day bleeds into the next and no one bats an eyelash. But it's all okay. I'll just keep on
Oh
going.
yeah, a steamed melon pun. Guess I forgot to eat the lunch I bought. Delicious.
You bought that for lunch yesterday, approximately 15 hours ago, huh?
Again? You were obsessed with that bread.
Why are you hearing a voice in your head like that? You're supposed to be out in the real world. Do you have an imaginary girlfriend that made you make this game?
Huh?
How are you suddenly at work?
The melon pawn. You practically eat them for every meal. Don't you get tired of the same thing?
This is where I work. Enigma Games. A small game development company where we work on software on behalf of game publishers. Much of what we do is kept under wraps by non-disclosure agreements. My coworker here, who shows little care for NDAs, is Sumika Tokiwa. She works on a project separate from my team, but she's undoubtedly one of Enigma's top programmers.
And my dietary habits are none of your business.
Do you guys just get to show up to your programming offices whenever you want?
I enjoy the taste, but that doesn't mean it's my favorite thing to eat. I guess I just don't have a craving for anything else. Forget that, Tokiwa. Aren't you swamped with work? Should you be hanging out with me?
I mean, I have heard a lot from people who do programming that they'll get to a point where they're like, how the fuck do I solve this? And they literally just need to like get up and walk away from it. And then they'll come back the next day and they'll be like, my god, I was stupid yesterday.
Don't worry. I just finished working on a huge block of code, so I wanted to pick on you during my break. Here you go.
I wanted to pick on you. She secretly has a crush on you. It's like she's 8.
Whoa, take it easy. You shouldn't throw things without warning me.
What did she throw?
Oh, it's coffee.
How? What?
Thanks.
How did you throw him coffee?
No problem. Huh. Looks like someone had a productive evening.
What? What makes you say that?
Your code. I can see the progress you've made on your monitor. 300 lines in one day is something to be proud of.
I don't know that that's something to be proud of. 300 lines of code doesn't sound like a lot. I'm assuming some of those are just brackets, as someone who has looked into coding, as well as like just one that's like a for loop. The for and the parameters are its own line.
Hey, don't you have another project to work on or something? You can't just peek at what I'm working on over here.
I'm pretty sure she can, being that you work in the same company.
Oh, loosen up. Who cares? We're both employees for the same company. As far as I'm concerned, my work can be an open book to you.
And if she's apparently one of the top coders, you should probably look at it sometime.
Yeah. That's why they separate us into cubicles, right? What's the real reason you're over here anyway?
I don't see a fucking cubicle. I mean, I guess I see cubicles in between multiple workers, but I see like 3 or 4 of you in one cubicle. Just because you have a team doesn't, like, a team of 3 to 4 people doesn't mean you can't fucking go over to the other cubicles to talk with your coworkers.
I already told you. I just wanted to pick on you. Seems like our most recent spat left a good impression on you.
I mean, you could just be part of, like, if like 3 of you are in the art team, they're probably gonna separate the art team from other parts of the team so that you guys can be more focused on your art.
I know you've got the skill to pull it together, but ever since she went missing, you've seemed totally disinterested in this project.
What?
Let's drop it.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean to reopen old wounds. I just hoped you could understand.
Did he, like, code an AI that he can't find anymore, and it's the reason he's making a video game?
It's a personal problem. I just don't want to talk about it. It's not your fault, so don't worry.
That's not what I meant. You don't seem to get it, so I'll tell you as many times as you need to hear it. This isn't your fault. You shouldn't have to shoulder that burden on your own.
What is going on in their real world?
Right.
Hey, I just realized that bread you like so much, I mean, Sheena used to buy those from the shop downstairs, didn't she?
Now I'm really confused. Is she a real person?
She did. She loved them so much. She used to buy them by the dozen for the office.
Let me guess. Before you knew it, you were hooked. Sounds like some Pavlovian training.
I'm hooked on Sheena because she kept buying me melon bread.
What's the matter?
Pavlovian training, huh? I barely noticed.
I think everyone's entitled to slip into bad habits now and then. We just passed a year since Sheena went missing, haven't we?
Yeah. Which marks a year since the
damn it.
World's Odyssey project ended, too.
Fade your music. God, it's so terrible. World's Odyssey, sometimes abbreviated as WOD for short. Oh God, not Warlords of Draenor. We can't have that happening. No, that's not allowed. Blizzard, skip it. No, I don't want to work for Blizzard. Enigma staked the company's fate into developing a VR MMO program, which is short for Virtual Reality Massively Multiplayer Online Game. Much of its larger development infrastructure was put into place by the well-known corporation Aggle? Is that supposed to be Apple? Incorporated. A few years ago, a game engine that they released made headlines. It was an immersive cloud-based system known as the Alice engine. Sheena Minomiya, a fresh-faced director full of imagination and enthusiasm, helmed the project, with her and the Alice engine confirmed. I hopped on the project as the game's primary programmer, and we set to make something never before made, a fully realized fantasy world. However, in the middle of development, the Alice engine began producing a series of bugs that were proving impossible to fix. To make matters worse, Sheena Minomiya, our fearless director, had suddenly vanished. We had no choice but to halt development for WOD. Yes, stop Warlords of Draenor. Stop it from releasing. We made it to the alpha stage of the build, but the assets were immediately frozen, and Aggle froze their funding too. We heard it all. We knew that it couldn't be done. It was too much of a burden for some young girl to do by herself. I couldn't help but seethe with anger, hearing everyone shift the blame onto her and whisper behind her
When
back.
things go south, it's easy to push the blame onto a newer employee, but
She also disappeared.
you're beating yourself up too much for how you handled having her on your team. From my point of view, at least, you weren't that strict. I don't think she took the pressure badly either. Don't be so hard on yourself.
She was the director. How the fuck are you being strict to the director?
What the hell? Cut me open, why don't you?
It's practically written on your face. You're all, everything's my fault, or I'm so sorry, Sheena.
Leave me alone.
Hey, would you mind doing that face again?
What? Tokiwa Tokiwa puffed her cheeks playfully as she pointed her fingers towards my face. What?
What do you mean?
Yeah, what?
Come on, just one more time. I'll stop bothering you if you make that face again.
What face?
You make no sense. Just leave me be. If you won't, then I'll just go home.
Kaboom!
The fuck? Then from out of the blue, something was thrown onto my desk. Okay, I thought he fell over.
Whoa! How about a warning first? Kind of pervy, don't you think?
No, I have the left bumper hit my thigh when I. What did she throw on his desk? Get some porn mags. It sounded big. I wanted to joke that she's like, here's a horse build.
Arta, I have the sample you asked for. I followed all your design specs, right? For a heroine-themed booby mouse pad.
I brought you a Sheena booby mouse pad.
Not right now.
It's got some real-life-sized quadruple F tips.
Wow. Did you ask the marketing team to work on samples for this? What a turnoff.
I don't care if I'm turning you off. I'm all for Sheena.
Well, I guess considering our target audience, it shouldn't surprise me at all.
I think I followed your suggestions to the T, Arta. What do you think? Does it resemble she enough?
I fucking knew it. This feisty woman is Lydia Nolan. She is Enigma's chief character designer. Her Japanese is so good that it's almost hard to believe she's a foreigner. She is a master of the art conversation, a point that I can't keep up with how quickly she goes through internet catchphrases. She's a ball of passion who pours her soul into her work and her hobbies.
Would you quit it?
You asked for this, Arta? Don't tell me that you used Sheena as a model for the heroine.
Of course I did. I want to bang her.
About that.
Jeez. And you even went ahead and got the right proportions for her bust.
How the fuck do you know that?
Ah!
It's a little too flat-chested, isn't it? Nothing that can't be fixed. Just need to add some padding over here.
Oh my god.
Okay, good night.
Yeah, I'm going home. I got my giant booby mouse pad. I'm leaving.
Stupid Arta.
Huh?
Today was tougher than usual. Is that what that is? At least I've got this melon pan and some giant tittied mouse pad. A message. Let's see. Spam, spam, more spam. Yep, more spam. Huh. This is... Wait. Does this sender line say World's Odyssey Management? The subject just says you've got an unread message. I should have turned the preview field on. I can't see what it reads inside, but it looks like there's an attachment. What the hell? It might be a virus, so I shouldn't open it, but pretending to have worked on World's Odyssey just to send an email to someone who actually worked on the game is so stupid. Wait a second. When I put my mouse cursor over the sender line, the email address being displayed was Sheena Nina Mia? I don't remember how the fuck the sender line's name. Sheena@wad.com. This is from Sheena? Seriously? It was the test email for Sheena Mia, the girl that had presumed missing for over a year. I didn't care that it could have been a spam email or some kind of prank. Without a second of thought, I clicked it open. Why am I getting an email from her address? Huh? Just as I saw, there was an attachment. I couldn't figure out with its extension what it was, but it was obvious the file had been compressed. I tried my best to extract the compressed file with a few basic expansion tools, but for whatever reason I couldn't open them. Even if I click on it, it won't open. Is it a strange .zip file or something? I've never seen an email like this before. Try as I might, I couldn't open the attachment. My brain was being pulled from all directions. First the sender line, now this attachment. My frustration made my cheeks beat red, but there was nothing that I could do to open it. What proxy server could this have come from? All the servers should be shut down. I was at a loss. My next course of action was to access the world's Odyssey server, knowing full well they were probably deactivated. What? You've got to be kidding me. After we unplugged the server, the cache should have been emptied and deleted. How the hell is this happening? World's Odyssey? Hey, what's going on? The screen's becoming erratic. It's buggy as all hell. It is bad. It was nowhere near this messy when I last touched it. How would any bugs be able to penetrate a firewall if the device is shut down entirely? What if I open up the control panel? Whoa, this is no good. These lines of code are totally jumbled. An entire year had passed since the incident. The disappearance of Shina Ninomiya. Of course, we'd reported her disappearance to the authorities immediately, but never had I been satisfied with how they chose to close the case. We were close teammates who had worked within arm's length for 2 years. We'd struck a fine friendship, and I'm sure she'd agree. Sheena was wise beyond her years, but there were moments where her mind would drift off. The company had asked me to take Sheena under my wing, so that not only would she be cultivating an understanding of our company, but she would also become an experienced professional, one that our company had planned on grooming to the highest echelon. When stresses from the job got the better of her, I noticed her slip over to the bathroom, where I knew she'd cry by herself in the stall. However, it was always done discreetly, never getting in the way from giving 100%. Her unbridled enthusiasm always surpassed our team's expectations, but what made her truly special was the sincerity in her work. I know because I spent nearly every day with her. Sheena would never, ever walk away from her job without any explanation. This game was her life, her legacy. It's hard to imagine anyone walking away from it without any care or remorse. There has to be something fishy behind her sudden disappearance. Nothing else makes sense. The police didn't share my conclusion and were more invested in the belief that she willingly ran off, instead of something more nefarious. As Sumika mentioned, I've been feeling hollow ever since. All I wanted was an answer, something to make sense of the tragedy. I even thought that I could hire a private investigator, but both of her parents had passed away and she had no other surviving relatives. For anyone else, that would have been enough reason to leave it be, but neither Sumika nor myself were willing to do so, even as the two of us set about cleaning out her vacated office. We might, no, we will find Sheena. And the sudden cutoff in music. Stop it. I don't know why it's waiting for me to press buttons here. It looks like it should just be a cutscene. Just continue. Account name, Sheena, status active, last online 3 minutes ago. Where? Oh, I must have collapsed from fatigue after trying to escape the palace. Are you supposed to be on the floor right now? Sorry, Mizunashi, I fell asleep. Huh? Mizunashi? He's being unresponsive again. Does that mean he's logged out and hasn't returned yet? So you now understand you're in a game? What was that? I'm in. Yes, it has to be. These are the plains of World's Odyssey. Right now, I'm sitting in front of Hardest Palace. Yo! Ah! You scared me. Oh, are you? I'm Mr. Enigma. Your voice. Might you be Mizunashi? Yeah, it's me. Don't you recognize my skin? It's our company's mascot, Mr. Enigma. Of course I do. He's so cute. Why are you using another character's skin? Well, I figured that chatting with you might be difficult if it was just my voice, so I hoped having a visual component would help. Besides, this character gives me access to parts of the code that I can't normally touch. Admins use this skin to crack down on troublemakers. The game didn't launch, did it? That was the point? In order to help you, I'll need to be able to identify errors in the code directly. This way I can make changes in real time. Kinda perfect, don't you think? Tech savvy as always, Mizunashi. I think it's a terrific idea, so now you understand what's going on? Suddenly? There's one catch though. Because I'm an admin character, I'm not allowed to participate in battle. What? Don't stare back at me like that. She's smiling. What do you mean? I can't help it. I'm impressed by the level of graphical detail in Mr. Enigma. Thanks. Nice of you to mention it. Alright, let's try and make sense of what we know at this very moment. Your name is Shino Miya. You are currently playing a game which you helped create. You remember that much, right? Yes? So, about your body in the real world. What's the matter? You're blushing. Don't put it like that. It sounds so perverted. I'm more than just a body, Mizunashi. Well, you are somewhere in the real world, I would hope. What? A body is a body. How else should I describe it? Like, I didn't notice until I hit the A button. He has the, that face you would do with just like the minus symbol, the underscore, and the minus. Yeah, that. He looks annoyed. If you don't like me referring to you as a body, then how about true form? No, body is fine. Alright then. the circle, the underscore, and the circle. Going back to the subject at hand, judging by your responses, it seems like you don't know where you are. Why is that? I wish you could tell me. It's disorienting for sure. This world feels more akin to reality than any other at the moment. If I look at my right or to my left, I see the textures of World's Odyssey's environments. I can feel the wind grazing my palm. Well, it's VR. Wherever you are, the real you should be wearing the white rabbit on your head. White rabbit? Why would you call it that? White rabbit? They're goggles that are optimized for games, which have what we refer to as the Alice engine. The primary selling point is that it includes a dreamlike state for its wearer. Reality becomes indistinguishable from VR. A dreamlike state. Maybe I can see for myself. Huh? What are you doing over there? I'm trying to find a way to remove my goggles. How do I take them off again, Mizunashi? Well, in order for the VR to work, the game requires all of your brain's conscious energy. You can't move until you wake up, really. What? What? This is worse than the bullshit VR in South Park. At least they're moving around. Don't tell me you forgot. I'm sorry, my memory is still so hazy. Hazy, huh? I wonder if her subconscious has trouble sorting her long-term memories with experiences she's made in the game. Sheena, do you have any inkling as to when you first started playing World's Odyssey? Nope. Every time I shut my eyes and try to recall my past, everything goes blank. The one thing I do remember is coding World's Odyssey with you and the rest of the team. If I focus too much on it, I feel nothing except for dark, frigid loneliness. For a long time, I couldn't find anyone to talk with. My prevailing sentiment was that I felt scared to death. I see. Sheena, listen to me. In the real world, you've been missing for over an entire year. Missing? What? Is that true? Yeah, we immediately filed a missing persons report with the authorities. Tokiwa and I initially figured that you were involved in some kind of incident, so we've taken it upon ourselves to search for you. I should have asked you this right away, but was the choice to go missing of your own volition? I have no clue. It's tough for me to imagine how I got here in the first place, much less who's responsible for it. I see. We were worried sick, having considered all of the possibilities to a dizzying extent if her resounding sentiment was in fact fear. Perhaps she experienced some form of intense trauma that scarred her memories, making them inaccessible for the time being. I can't help but wonder what kind of incident might have left her in this state. You see, even with what I've retained of the real world, somehow it doesn't feel as tangible as anything I've sensed in this world. Sure, I remember sitting next to you with my cup of coffee, working on lines of code. But I remember the sights and smells of walking on a meadow in World's Odyssey just as vividly. It might have something to do with the Alice engine's artificial intelligence control kicking in. What? I have a suspicion that the game has identified you as an anomaly and is trying to erase you, or it's trying to assume control of your character. Please don't tell me that. Just kidding. It's impossible for the AI to assume control of human consciousness as easily as I suggest. Why do you keep on hugging me? Is she... I wasn't aware that was happening. But because you're so adorable. It's like how the females respond to Teddie in Persona 4 before he starts speaking. Adorable? Come on! Huh? Oh, no, it wasn't like that. I was talking about Mr. Enigma, not you, Mizunashi. Yeah, not you. In real life, you're terrible. You need to take showers. Don't worry, Mizunashi, I don't find you cute. I wasn't fishing for compliments, but for her to do a 180 so adamantly is disconcerting on its own. In any case, let's focus on locking you out of here so that you can wake up in the real world. Something unnerving is afoot, though. That enormous hole in the sky has unleashed a chain reaction of bugs all over the game. I see. So the hole in the sky was a bug? Where'd it go? Where did what go? I've been trying to access the Master UI panel to initiate a manual user logout, but the menu is nowhere to be found. You must be mistaken. There's no way that's possible. Wait, you're right. I can't perform the function on my end either. Do you think the bugs have something to do with it? We can't rule out the possibility, but our predicament can be more dire than we had originally anticipated. Meaning? In the same way that our names were somehow blacklisted from the in-game chat function, I see other signs of third-party tampering in our code. Are you telling me that we've been hacked? Well, that's my guess. Even so, whoever it is, this person is in the know enough to identify the main programmer and the director of one of our unannounced titles. Blacklisting two of the key developers for this game before its release is a little suspicious, don't you think? My hair is standing just thinking about it. I mean, given that the World's Odyssey servers were running when the project was halted over a year ago is a major red flag. So long as the source code is vulnerable in someone else's hands, we need to lock you out as soon as possible to bring you back. But how the hell am I supposed to escape this world? I have no idea where I am, how I got here, or how to log out. Wait a minute. What about that failsafe function? Remember? The ending engage? What? You're right. I totally forgot about that. The beautiful thing about World's Odyssey is that despite being an MMORPG, there's a definitive end to it all. Oh, so that's how they're like, you need to get to the end of the game, and getting to the end of the game logs you out of the MMO. I wanted the players to return to reality in sheer awe of what they saw, an experience unlike anything they'd ever seen before, right? Our wish was for our designs and stories to inspire gamers in the same way that we were inspired, breathless and ecstatic. Yes! I can't help but feel frustrated that, for now, this is our only option to get you out of here, but for the time being, it'll have to do. So, let's head to the penultimate world to destroy the final boss and catalyze the ending engage. Got it! Alright, I'm starting to feel like myself again. If I can clear this game and log out, then I'll wake up in the real world in no time. I could finally see Sumika and Lydia again, and you too, Mizunashi. Right, I'll be right beside you until the very end, so don't you worry about a thing. Our next destination? The mystical sky capital Odysseia, right? You know the way there, right? No, of course. I helped create it after all. But you didn't remember earlier? Obtained antidote enemy. What? What is
In
that?
order to reach Odysseia from Hardis, we'll have to travel to Sturful, the kingdom by the sea.
I guess that's one of the words you said earlier.
Then let's part ways for now. While you head there, I've got some investigating to do on this side.
You do not have a very good microphone, I think.
What? You're leaving already?
Oh, Sheena, I'm gonna give you one warning for while I'm gone. Don't die, alright?
Yes, don't do that thing that ends the game in a different way.
Huh? What do you mean?
Don't lose.
It's a miracle that the server can run at all. The world is swarming with so many bugs that it's impossible to parse through the code. In fact, I'm holding my breath as I speak with you under fear that our connection could be cut off at any second. If you're ever killed in battle, or if you jump to a save point prematurely and hit the load function,
What? If I jump to a save point and hit load? What?
there's a chance that it'll send a faulty signal to the server, which can reset our cache and disable our communication. Once we're cut off, there's no guarantee that we'd be able to connect once again.
In other words, I would have to navigate my way to the end of the game on my own.
Yes, I implore you to use extreme caution while you're in-game. By your own estimate, this game should require a minimum of 50 hours to clear the main storyline, right?
Well, if we include breaks and potential side quests, then it could take far longer.
I like how they're just straight up telling me how long I have in the game.
While you're in there, you'll have to complete all the necessary side quests to access the true ending and initiate the ending engage. It'll be a pain in the ass, but being thorough while we can't access the manual logout screen is our best shot at the moment.
Also, just over-leveling so that you have less chance of dying.
I'll do whatever it takes.
Cool. I'm gonna analyze some asset files for Odysseia and get back to you. In the meantime, you won't be able to reach me. Sorry.
It's fine.
Don't look so worried. I'll have my laptop on me the whole time. I'll be checking in on your progress as often as I can, okay?
One thing. What would happen if your PC were to enter sleep mode? Would that cut off our line of communication too?
I don't think that would reset a
Is
cache.
this your sly way of asking me not to let my laptop enter sleep mode? You worry too much.
What?
Anyway, I'll be on my way. See you later.
Oh,
Three? You logged out without letting me say bye.
left. Jeez, that guy really travels to the beat of his own drum. Someone could use a lesson on how to treat women.
I looked at the palace. Bad memories came flooding back to me, and I ran outside. Wait, you're already outside.
What? I'm so sorry. It was not my intention to startle you.
She is wearing an even shorter skirt. What is that?
Wait, aren't you... This girl looks like the one in that torn painting inside of the palace.
The queen?
Oh, I'm sorry. You scared me. I must apologize for approaching you like this. My name is Lily Hopes. What? I recognize her. Lily was an NPC that I created to serve as a guide for new players. I don't remember her wearing this outfit in her original design, though.
Someone decided to make her look more
Do the
slutty.
bugs have something to do with this? Wait a sec. She has a buggy just like I do. Oh, I'm Sheena. Sheena Ninomiya.
I'm almost saying that right. I'm putting a small pause between Nino and Mia for the most part.
Might you be the princess of this kingdom? Huh? Yes. As you said, I am Hardis' princess. Currently, however, I am one of its most wanted criminals as well.
What? Isn't the king trying to kill everybody because he thinks that you got killed?
Criminal?
I was locked behind bars in a cavernous cell, charged and imprisoned for assassinating the queen.
Oh. Yes.
Now that she mentions it, I remember
He's
writing this
doing-
dialogue for her backstory.
He's doing that to everybody, though.
I somewhat regret being responsible for the struggle she's faced. But in reality,
she's an NPC.
You're as kind as a gentle ray of sunshine. A stern, selfless woman who is beloved by all, whom I know would never do such a thing. What?
I don't have a response to that dialogue. That isn't something you programmed me for.
I'm not from this kingdom, but that's what I've heard about you, Princess Lily. Please, Lily will do just fine. Understood. Lily it is. I can't help but express some relief to hear that. It has been some time since anyone has referred to me as a gentle ray of sunshine.
Who the fuck refers to anybody that way?
Wait, correct me if I'm wrong, but were you just escaping from the palace?
Yes, I was.
Oh, yes. Why do you ask? Did you see my father? The King of Hardis?
He attempted to assassinate
I
me.
wish to know what became of the king and everyone inside the palace. Please, tell me everything you know.
They all wanted to kill me for attempting to assassinate the queen.
After all the cruelty she's faced from her sentence, she still expresses concern about the king and his warriors. From what I have gathered, the king has been amassing guards in order to counter the growing threat of deranged martyrs around the kingdom. However, many of those who flocked to heed the king's call never returned to tell the tale. I have tried fruitlessly to enter the palace to see it for myself, but entering as a fugitive is close to impossible.
I mean, they apparently let me walk straight up to the fucking king, so I don't
I
know.
humbly beg of you, tell me what you saw inside of the palace.
Wait a
What
second.
became of the king and the men in his command?
Is her right hand a beehive? Is that what I saw when she moved her hand?
I'm afraid you won't like what I have to say, Lily. Devil may care, I must know. Okay.
They're all
I wandered into
attempting
the
to
palace
assassinate
because I heard that
people.
the kingdom was in need of guards. Much to my dismay, I called out in search of an attendant and received no response. Right from the get-go, things seemed abnormal. The king! Was he safe? I, saw the king in his throne room, but he was shrouded behind a curtain, so I didn't get a good look at him. I can say for certain that something about his demeanor felt off. In what way? His mind was slipping. The king was all wiry, and all of his soldiers seemed to follow. Before launching into an aggressive pursuit, the king and his men screamed absolute nonsense at me. I think it was the bug. I mean, it must have been the curse that drove him to madness. Curse? You must be speaking about the Antoma. How could this be? Is no one safe in this cruel world?
I mean, I would figure that's how curses work.
Miss Sheena, since you had responded to the call to serve as one of our kingdom's guards, I have a favor to ask of you. As princess of this kingdom, my responsibility is to free my people from their suffering. This turmoil can no longer stand.
I don't know if I can fix the
First,
curse.
I must see what has become of the palace myself. Miss Sheena, is there any way that I could convince you to accompany me? Sure. I know that it is a lot to ask for, but... Huh? Wait, did you
Did
say
you say
would?
yes? Wait, you agreed? Yeah, her hand is like a beehive thing. What the fuck? Does she have a hand coming out of that, or is that just where it ends? Because it looks like there's something yellow coming off of it.
Well, bravery means doing the right thing at the right time. So just leave it to Sheena the Adventurer. Oh, thank you. I can only imagine how worried you must be after being separated from the king for so long. The king is probably experiencing a lot of grief as well. So let's hurry, Lily. Okay.
What the? The entrance is sealed. No, it's not. There might be another entrance around the back, right this way. Ah, they don't call you princess for nothing. Let's head to the throne room. Hurry! Okay. What the fuck? Huh? Say, aren't you Sheena? What a coincidence to run into you here. It hasn't been that long. You had to have fucking followed me to get here while I was dealing with all that shit. Oh, Rook, what are you doing here? Man, if I had known you were heading this way, then we could have traveled here together. Don't be so shy next time. Alas, it was not in the cards. Huh? When we had our first encounter, I was actually en route to another kingdom. Between you and me, there are plenty of rooks throughout this world. Wait, what? Plenty of rooks? What do you mean by that? You see, originally, there was just me. Ever since this thing latched onto me, however, the most outlandish thing has been happening. What latched onto you? Your backpack? You're right. You've got signs of the curse on your arm, too, Rook. What? When I became possessed by this, whatever it is, I've somehow been multiplied. Multiplied? There are multiple versions of me scattered across this world. Remarkably bizarre, if I do say so myself. Luckily, I retain control of each and every version of me. A singular consciousness at the helm of multiple bodies. Frankly, I see it as a blessing from the Lord. What better way to expand my business than with multiple merchants that I can trust? Does having multiple versions of yourself ever get to you, though? I would be lying if I said that it doesn't. But compared to how others have been affected by the curse, I have no room to complain. Multiple question marks. Oh, seems like Lily is really confused. Mizunashi has mentioned before that multiple versions of Rook were appearing as a result of the bugs. The bug is producing multiple copies of him. The curse. Really? Precisely. Ah, Mizunashi, where did this bear come from? The lines of code enabling Rook to fast travel between locations have been corrupted. Instead of teleporting him, the game is simply making copies. Oh. Mr. Enigma, you can't just appear out of the blue and scare us like that. Look how you've startled Lily. Who cares? I have no time to worry about every time someone else gets upset. Jeez. Has a new customer come to browse my wares? Oh, I'm Enigma, the bear. Don't worry, I'm not a threat. Right? Sheena? Oh, right. He's a friend of mine. She has a talking bear as a friend? Apologies if I scared you. Please don't mind me. Just continue on with your conversation. He's so cute. Sheena, might I make a suggestion? A suggestion? Yes, as compensation for you having saved one version of me from a pack of vicious monsters, I would like to offer you my services. Would you do me the honor? Wow, of course. On your map, I've marked a symbol showing where each of my cloned selves is. They are a safe zone where martyrs rarely appear. You are free to make camp at these locations at your leisure. I will also give you a signal so that you can summon me at any time. I shall stock my wares frequently to cover any of your needs on and off the battlefield, so be sure to check back with me often. Got it. Thanks a bunch, Rook. No need to thank me. I should be thanking you for the increased business. Rook? Yes, my lady? Oh, please, just Lily is fine. I'm in no position to answer by my royal title. But, please. Very well, Lily. How may I be of service to you? Do you happen to sell anything that I could use as a weapon? He had multiple swords last time I saw. A weapon, you ask? Please, don't tell me that you're thinking about entering the fray. These are dangerous times, my lady. My heart has already decided. Even if it means putting myself in harm's way, I must show bravery. I do not plan on sidling idly by while Miss Sheena risks her life for me. Lily? Then, how about this? It's an elegant weapon, one that would keep you at a safe distance while offering a means to protect yourself. You give her like a crossbow? My, what a gorgeous bow. Yep. I can't believe how light it feels in my hands. Many thanks. I would be honored to use this. How much for it? Oh, please. I couldn't bear to accept money from the princess yourself. Take it. I insist. No, I must pay my dues to honest merchants like yourself. As a member of the royal family, I cannot rest on the graces of the side and deeds of good people. In fact, I refuse to do so. What was that? I see. Your reputation precedes you, my lady. You are wise beyond your years. Then, if I may, accept my gift at a lower rate than what my customers usually receive. Consider it a gesture of faith to the crown. Oh my. Is this what my subjects refer to as a discount? Indeed. A token of goodwill for you and your journey, my lady. How wonderful! I cannot thank you enough. Hopefully this will do. As she pays him like 20 times what he was gonna sell it for originally. Oh, sorry. Have I acted out of turn? I thought this might be an acceptable response for your generosity. I apologize. The rituals and custom amongst townfolk are somewhat foreign to me. Oh, not at all. I am merely humbled that you would show such kindness to a lowly merchant like me. Now, everyone, please travel safely. Hopefully our next meeting is sooner rather than later. I shall await your signal. What a gift it is to be a dozen places at once. Miss Sheena, I hope that I hadn't stepped on your toes when I expressed my interest in fighting alongside you. However, as the Princess of Hardus, it is my right by birth to act in the best interests of my people. Tee-hee. Thanks, Lily. But if we're backed into a corner surrounded by monsters, then try not to act too rashly, okay? Okay, understood. Are you sure I can fight with you, though? I thought for sure that you'd refuse me. I'd never do that. The more the merrier. Oh, and please call me Sheena. First names will do just fine for the both of us. Okay then. Sheena? Lily? With a musical note. You're making me blush. Now our friendship is official. Friendship? Mind if I chime in now? I hope I'm not interrupting your lovey-dovey display. Lovey-dovey? Be a bit more careful, okay, Sheena? Huh? Mr. Enigma? Don't give yourself away. I can hear you inside my head. I'm using a private voice chat so the others can't hear me talking to you. You can speak using this chat too, and just picture my Enigma avatar in your head, then communicate with me directly. Give it a shot. Like this? Can you hear me, Mizunashi? Loud and clear. Wow, pretty convenient. Anyway, as I'm sure you've seen by now, Lily's got a little atonement bug just like you do. Yes, actually, hers was bouncing on my knee just now. Why is it on your knee? It seems fully sentient. On a side note, those spider legs attached to your thigh are a bug too, right? Oh, you mean these dangly things? These dangly things below my skirt. Yes, that. Yes, I realized right away that the dangly legs were a sign of something was off in the game. Sheena? Would you mind not saying dangly so much? No, I'm gonna use the word even more. Imagine my character with a massive dong. Huh? Is something the matter? For my sake, please. Okay. Anyway, you can leave the legs alone for now. It doesn't seem like any of the others can see the bug fluttering around right in front of them. Considering how much it moves, you'd think that Lily would have said something by now. Has she brought it up to you before? Maybe she's just unsure of what it is? It has a mind of its own, after all. I bet she's just afraid of talking about it. Maybe not. Doesn't she look amused by it? Maybe. Who wouldn't laugh? It's so cute. We can't say for certain, though, can we? No one else is looking at it. We shouldn't beat around the bush. Let's ask her directly. Right. Still, it's strange that no one else is reacting. Lily joined. Hey, Lily? Can you see this little bug? Don't tell me that you can see it too. Yes, actually, I've been able to see it this whole time. I can see it too. Sheena has one that's similar, albeit purple instead of yellow. What a relief. I no longer have to pretend like it doesn't exist. Oh, sorry. It seems that mine has taken to you, Sheena. Hey, come back! This bug, as you call it, had suddenly appeared on my body. First as a weird bump, but over time it developed a mind of its own. I assume that it is a physical manifestation of the atonement itself. Oh, could you tell me a bit more about how it began acting on its own accord? It was then that I had been falsely accused and imprisoned for assaulting the Queen. My guards were my only line to the outside world. I was informed that scores of innocent people were mysteriously dying as a result of the Antonma Scourge, and many others disappeared. Oh, I recognize that term. The merchant from earlier mentioned the same thing to me. He said something about people disappearing like smoke. Yes, personally, I believe those missing were abductions with some kind of dark, evil magic. From what I was told, there was a handful of survivors from the event, but they live in constant fear of the Antonma and the martyrs. No matter how badly I had wanted to understand the plight of those who were affected, there was little that I could actually do. Eventually, the kiss of the Antonma took the form of a painful bruise that I had believed that I too would soon succumb to the deadly curse. Just as I accepted this fate, this one popped out. Pikikiki. Bagoo! When I first met you, Sheena, you can imagine the surprise on my face when I noticed that you were carrying around an Antonma, just like me. I wouldn't call it carrying around so much as it tends to follow me wherever I go. Pikikiki. Bagoo! Huh? Are they playing with one another? Well, by the looks of things, it seems they're sniffing each other out. Maybe they recognize each other as friends. The way one circles around the other looks like they're having fun. How precious. Don't get too attached. At the end of the day, they're still connected to the Antonma. It is important to note the common thread in how the two of these Antonma bugs appear, which seems to be periods of extreme stress. I find it likely that there might be others who have Antonma bugs that behave just as these two do. Lily, do you happen to know anyone else who possesses anything like these two? I don't. Ever since my escape, I've been doing my best to keep a low profile, so I haven't had much contact with anyone besides you two. Now that you mention it, Lily, you said that you were locked up in a heavily guarded prison, right? How were you able to escape? Well, the chaos sown by the Antonma Scourge diverted the attention of the kingdom's authorities to other, more pressing matters. So after enough time had passed, one of the prison's guards let me escape out of pity. Once I had gotten out, I took to wandering through a nearby town, and saw others who bore the mark of the Antonma on them. Unfortunately, however, they were unable to control the Antonma and were subsequently devoured without a chance to get away. Sheena's Antonma tried to eat her when it first activated too, which means it has the ability to eat people whole whether or not it breaks off from its host. It's like a carnivorous virus. Lily, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I'm sorry if I'm reminding you of what must have been difficult, painful memory. It's fine. These are desperate times. Each of us needs all the help we can get. Sharing our stories means being able to join in on the fight. I consider myself quite fortunate to have met the two of you. Pikikiki. Bagoo! Bugoo? I know. We'll call them buggies. What? Mr. Bear, let's call these things buggies from now on. Antonma isn't cute at all. Everything has to be cute, huh? Bugoo. It's kind of like a baby. Right? Right? Are you okay with that, Mr. Bear? I don't care. What are they worth giving a nickname to? I understand that they're dangerous beings, but if we have to coexist with them anyways, you might as well find them cute. Do as you please, as long as you know they're dangerous. I'm good. Anyways, your naming sense hasn't changed one bit. Thank you! That wasn't a compliment. Pikikiki. My god, that's a lot of cutscenes. Mizunashi, remember Lily's original design? I remember her hair being far more primped and blonde, a style befitting a queen. Oh yeah, well I don't remember the details for every single NPC we've made. Lily's current design is cute, but the fact that she's changed so much throws me off. Do you think this has something to do with the bugs? Probably. Maybe the assets for her character model got shifted or something. I should ask Lydia, our character designer. So, Lily's an escaped convict and has joined our party. A far cry from her original plotline, huh? Well, obviously, irregularities throughout all of World's Odyssey, like you and the Antonma, are to be expected by now. Given that the bugs have changed everything from new monsters to producing clones of Rook, strange NPC behavior seems almost tame. Irregularities? Would you mind not referring to me in some line of code? What I meant was, you wanted to mention how peculiar it is that Rook and Lily are exhibiting changes that are aligned with their original programming, right? Although they are NPCs, you must remember that the Alice engine is powering the core of their decision-making process. This AI is like magic. Somehow, they are able to make split-second decisions, thinking and reacting in a way indistinguishable from humans. To some degree, they're as human as you or me. Yeah, judging from how they describe their thought patterns, this AI is scarily complex. I must admit, the implications frighten me. What's going on here? We should have been able to reach the throne room through this hallway. The pathway seems to have been sealed off. Let's find another way. When your buggy is present, there is a 50% higher chance, or a 50% chance to trigger a support skill in battle. Additionally, when the amount of field bugs falls below 50%, you can press the left stick button to summon Mizunashi. Man, that sound. Anyway, this one has gotten to over an hour, so I am going to call it there. A lot of stuff going on. The story is interesting so far. Stop making sounds when I'm doing my outro. But that'll be the end of part 3. Hopefully I'll see you guys in part 4. Like, comment on the video, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.